The next challenge is actually getting commercial product onto the marketplace. And I've seen so many companies fall on the first one because loads of ideas. The next one is to build the product. It's a huge challenge building a product. I mean, we've built a platform from ground up. That was audacious of us. But so easy to do that by comparison that it was 10 or 15 years ago. Open source. We use cloud computing ourselves and the resources to do this. Some of the programming platforms. Microsoft, they give their product away to startups for the first 3 years now. It's so much easier than it used to be. And some of that's changing the VC industry as well. This thing called super angels, if you've come across this concept, to be able to create new products. So we were running out of money. I'm lucky enough that I had a good career and good savings, but we were running out of money. And building a software product is a challenge because you've got to build your product, and that takes time. It takes time to get customers. And with a software as a service, as it's called, web applications, you often don't get the money back until the lifetime of the customer. Unlike a piece of software that you buy, like Microsoft Office, you give Microsoft the money, and so they realize it straight away. Well, this sort of service you charge on a monthly basis or a quarterly basis, and you're only getting the money over the lifetime of the customer. So that's a big challenge. And then also the cost of acquisition, of acquiring customers. Very expensive, always has been acquiring customers. Challenging. So we wrote a business plan, a nice big business plan, 20, 30 odd pages. Lots of detail. You've been through all of this, looking at the market, looking at strategy, finances, various different areas. And we looked for investment to get us going, because we knew it was going to take us some time to build the product out. And we actually we went through the various different programs to try and help us get money. And we had this one guy who reviewed our business plan. He was a doctor in VC, a PhD in venture capital. And he looked at our plan and he said, "No one's going to give you any money for this." Ah, okay. Well, how are we going to build our product then? He said, "Use your credit cards." So it was like, okay. And that's it. Just changed, stopped looking for money, and actually went down a classic route, which is friends and family. So, which was seed match funded by some of our money, and also by friends and family. And that was the objective of that was to get a commercial product into the marketplace with our first 5 paying customers. So that was a set objective on that. And there was potential more follow-on funding, providing we achieved our first objective. So we immediately went away and created a prototype of our product. So it's a working model of our product to prove that we could do it. And it's much harder to create a commercial product than it is a prototype, a working model. So within a few weeks, we created this prototype, and then we took it back to the investors, saying, "Look, we've created this. Can we have the money now, please?" And we got the money. And friends and family are prepared to take the risk, whereas angels, they're prepared to take the risk, but not as much as friends and family, because there's emotional strings with these things. And so we then started to engage very early on with potential customers. If you save the questions to the end. Then we started to engage with potential customers. We're both very customer focused. So we go out to events across the UK, meeting startup companies, meeting potential customers in various different areas of the market. And we were very, very active, often down in London. I was there yesterday again. It's the nature of things. And we were really, really pushing out testing. It's classic, almost experimentation. We've made assumptions during our business planning, and it was a case of challenging those assumptions with real people, with real potential customers, and going out there and listening to them, getting close to them, understanding what their needs are and how that fits in with what our ideas were. And our first idea of our product was around systems monitoring. And I hope I don't lose you guys here. But systems monitoring is for CPU, memory, hard disk, infrastructure that you have in your internal company, internal environment, your networks and so on. And that's, you know, because Simon and I, we've used these products in the past. When Simon was at Capital One, when I was at Novell, even the last company, this international company that we grew within another company, it was called Netcare, we'd use monitoring products. So we knew monitoring products pretty well, the capabilities. And we saw the opportunity where some of these have got very complicated and difficult to use. And we saw the opportunity of simplifying these things. So this was our initial business model. It's software as a service, but an application that we developed. And we took this to potential companies, so bringing people up and going to see them and meet them, being very friendly and nice. A lot of it through networking. And we found that this was saturated, the market. The desire wasn't really there to want this product. So we thought, oh dear. So we're going to spend all this time and money developing this product, and we've got a challenge straight away. So we actually changed very quickly from our original service to a different service. And we actually found the opportunity was, as I've talked about our product, was about the end user experience, is understanding how your customers are feeling. It's one of the metrics to understanding if they're happy. Because if they're not happy, they will abandon what they're doing on your site, your application or your e-commerce site, and you will get lower conversions. And conversions are key for these sites to make sure they're working, particularly e-commerce. So we actually, the Americans call it pivoting. We changed from one thing to another, based around the feedback that we were getting. And we didn't have a product at that point. We had a prototype. So then we started to build out our product. And it takes time. A lot of time and effort building a product out. You know, very high standards these days of web applications. The user interface. If it feels nice and simple, it's actually probably been very hard to develop in the back end, and the user interface around that to make it very natural. That's a big challenge, and also to make it reliable as well and robust. Because who's going to use us to monitoring if we're not providing a reliable service? So we do things like, we do four checks before we send an alert if there's a problem. So 2 on the same location and then go over to another geographical location to do 2 checks to make sure it's not the internet, to show you it's a real problem, avoiding false alarms, and therefore you don't trust people if they're giving you false alarms. And lots of our competitors do this false alarms accidentally. So we were changing, and we continue to change and iterate our product, engaging more with potential users, with freelancers, with companies. We had hundreds of them using our system, lots of them giving feedback. And it was good to have bigger numbers to give us feedback about what we were doing. And we released our product on the 17th of December 2009. And almost immediately we got we got more, but our 5 paying customers. And we made the bold move of not going freemium. I don't know if you understand the concept of freemium. It's essentially, Google's almost the land of the free, isn't it? We get Flickr for free, we get Facebook for free, we get Google Docs for free. So it tempts you in to use these products, and then they have a premium service. So Flickr have a premium service. And so they keep going, come and use our paid service. Come on, it's really good. We do all these other things. And we made the bold choice of not going freemium. You want to use our service? You pay us. Because we were aimed at business users. We were aimed at higher up the market, people who really do value their website. So we're not focused around brochure sites. Although some of the big brands are more concerned about their brand reputation, therefore it's a bad experience, it's not good for them. But we were aimed at the higher end of the market. And we started that commercialization well, which has led to a lot of the customers that I showed you earlier.